Do not always remain overly straightforward, as straightforward trees are the ones that get cut down first. Through today's story, you'll learn some ways to protect yourself from being deceived. Emotionally weak people are often exploited by others. We've all seen such people around us, those with kind and sensitive hearts who help others out of compassion but end up being betrayed. Does this mean one should not be emotional or trust others? Should one avoid helping others? Is being compassionate and sensitive a fault? It is observed that sensitive people are often good at heart. They care for others, help them, and show love. Even love is a form of emotion, a feeling. Does this mean even loving is wrong? But isn't love a significant step in spiritual practice? So how can one remain kind, compassionate, and good-hearted in society without being exploited, while also preserving one's goodness? Once a young man was angrily punching a tree in the forest. His fists were bleeding, but he kept hitting the tree, as if trying to vent his frustration. Perhaps someone had betrayed him, or something terrible had happened to him, leaving him disturbed. Nearby there was a cool waterfall where a monk came every evening to bathe. When the monk saw the young man in such a state, he grew concerned. He thought, "What if I leave him alone and he harms himself?" But instead of speaking, the monk just stood silently, observing the young man. Initially, the young man ignored the monk, but after some time he felt uneasy and shouted, "Why are you standing there staring at me? If you're not going to stop me or say anything, just leave." The monk calmly replied, "I'm not stopping you or saying anything. So why does my presence bother you? Just like the trees, plants, and birds are watching you, I too am observing. If they don't trouble you, why do I?" The young man screamed, "I hate everything. I hate everyone. People in this world are deceitful and selfish. Nobody truly cares." Saying this, he broke into tears and began sobbing uncontrollably. The monk still did not attempt to console him. The man's anger turned to frustration as he said, "You're a strange man. You see someone in pain, yet you don't even try to comfort them. You must be heartless. You should be ashamed of calling yourself a monk." After the young man vented all his anger, the monk finally spoke in a calm voice. "I could comfort you and wipe your tears today, but that won't solve your problem. Your pain will temporarily subside, but then you'll return to the same world where people hurt you again. Instead of temporary comfort, let me share wisdom that can ensure you are never deceived again. Remember, people who console you are easy to find, but someone who offers you genuine understanding and wisdom is rare." The monk then invited the young man to the waterfall, saying, "The water here is cool and refreshing. Join me for a bath. It will calm your mind and body." The young man reluctantly followed the monk. As they walked through the quiet forest under the moonlight, the monk began explaining, "You feel the world is full of deceit because you're emotional and let others take advantage of your kindness. But there's a way to protect yourself." He continued, "First, don't let anyone realize that you're emotionally vulnerable. People who know your soft side may manipulate you. Even if you're sensitive at heart, appear strong outwardly. When people see you're firm, they won't even try to exploit you. Second, don't trust people too quickly. We often form deep connections with strangers within a short time, only to be betrayed later. Give time to relationships. Observe people closely to understand their true nature. Third, beware of those who flatter you excessively. Flattery is often a trap to win your trust. If you don't let their words affect you, they'll eventually stop trying. Avoid showing off or drawing attention to yourself, as it invites opportunists. By the time they reached the waterfall, the young man felt calmer. After bathing in the cool water, they sat under a tree. The monk concluded, "Life's greatest lesson is to observe and understand people carefully. Never ignore red flags. Learn about someone's character by speaking to others who know them. Be vigilant, and you'll avoid deception. Even if someone betrays you, stay strong and learn from the experience." The young man felt a sense of clarity and gratitude. He thanked the monk, and they both returned to their paths, enlightened by the night's teachings.